Welcome to the B2T show, where we empower Christian patriots with truth. This is Rick, your host. They have officially retained lawyers in Washington, D.C. The pain is coming. You can see that little red Punisher there. You got Hannity wearing the Punisher sign. There's a lot of punishing going on right now. I do want to just really get into this whole ObamaGate thing. It's really kind of funny if you look at it. It's like, yes, it's finally happening. See if I can find the one I wanted to show you. Darn it, it's not really showing. Oh yeah, this is my just search for ObamaGate. That's what that was. If you just go hashtag ObamaGate in Twitter, go to the search button right here. Type down hashtag ObamaGate. Look at this. Look who's talking about it now. Tom Fitton. And he's even talking about vaccine now. The fetal parts and all of the damaging stuff they're putting in there. So it's really going to be interesting. You see just ObamaGate after ObamaGate after ObamaGate. And that's only 1 minute ago. You know, an hour ago, ObamaGate. So that has become mainstream, over millions of type of views. So go see that. Here's a cartoon that has, in 2016, Obama having Trump Tower bugged, and he's actually saying, yes, we can. And now Trump in 2020 saying, yes, we can, with Obama in jail. Although I think that's going to be 2021, actually, when that happens. But we'll get to see him go through some nice military tribunals, and it's going to be quite fun. So this guy got cute, called Matt Zawadski. It says, explain to me why the media takes their mask off when they think the cameras are off. It's all a show. Hashtag fake news. Hashtag lamestream media. Looks like the rules only apply to us peasants. So you can see right here, obviously when the cameras are on, they all have the mask on. But look at this. Matt, he's taking his mask off there. Mask off, mask off. He's wiping their face with the mask. Right? All of them taking their mask off when the cameras are off. That's just the way things are. The House Coronavirus Relief Bill. And it says, of the more than $3 trillion package, about $1 trillion would go to state, local, and tribal governments. Why? So they can overthrow the election and get out of their financial problems. They need cash right now because they're not able to actually raise the amount of funds like you have in the Republican Party right now. And the Q/Trump movement, right, is creating tons of cash in the Trump campaign. And they're having huge problems with raising money as a cabal-oriented Democratic Party right now is what it's become. And again, remember, I used to be a Democrat, and there's a lot of awesome, call them JFK Democrats, Reagan Democrats, that are realizing that the cabal has taken them over. They've had to do that to try to get Trump out of office because he is not an established candidate. So House Dems unveil coronavirus bill estimated to cost $3 trillion, and largest stimulus package yet. And he brings us to the most important part of this, right? The $1 trillion in local, state, and tribal governments, according to a 3-source brief on the proposal. Around 1,200 stimulus payments also would go to the most Americans under the plan, with a maximum of $6,000 per household. Then a flurry of aid would be allocated to struggling Americans, extending the $600 extra in weekly unemployment insurance through January, pausing student loan payments through September, and creating a new $175 billion benefit that would subsidize rent and mortgage payments for Americans. House Democrats called the legislation the HEROES Act. The text of the sprawling plan was circulated Tuesday. They always use these awesome words like Dreamers and HEROES Act and all these terms to make you think that they are for the people, when we know they are just the opposite. They are the enemy of the people as they work with the MSM. So the quote he really wants to focus on is, of more than the $3 trillion package, about $1 trillion would go to state, local, and tribal governments, according to the 3 sources briefed in the proposal. Now she wants to write a $3 trillion bill. This is a quote from McCarthy. With able to see, no accountability, and no input, McCarthy told Fox News on Monday. I mean, this is not how democracy works. This is a real concern to all of us that won't ever become law, but it will be the wish list of the liberals to try to change election law fund Planned Parenthood, and make sure sanctuary cities get the chunk of the money. Coordinated or coincidence regarding California 3 months extension? The truth is in front of you. Cue. This looks like, and it's a flashback, classic arcade party station, so small business, and it says, God bless America, we're being attacked from within. There's a small business owner. Almost all small business owners have woken up to see that the devastating effect of these constitutional attacking cabal members want to take your liberties away, want to take your Constitution away. And he puts a link to a tweet from Laura Ingraham and says, Q. 2 months ago, this is Laura Ingraham talking in her tweet, 2 months ago, can't open until we flatten the curve to save our healthcare system. 1 month ago, can't open until we have a vaccine. A few days ago, can't open until we have multiple vaccines. Today, essentially, can't open until Biden wins. There's the truth. That's exactly truth. And you can notice how we have all kinds of Q people coming in and say, Q sent me. I love it. Q sent me. And all kinds of people pile on. So once you see some of this, it's fun to see all kinds of fun Qs and memes and etc. underneath the whatever Q posts too. So Laura Ingraham just got Q'd again. That is 4221. The summary of it is D's, the Democrats, keep postponing reopening the country and economy for political reasons. Here it says, Flynn update. Looks like Judge Sullivan will allow for public comment. This is how much of a swamp creature Judge Sullivan is. There's not even a prosecutor. Not even a prosecutor. And he still doesn't want to. The prosecutor says, I'm not going to prosecute. The DOJ completely steps away. And he's trying to keep it open and trying to get all the best cabal minds to work to figure out a way how they can still justify pursuing General Flynn. This is crazy. So John Sullivan, a minute order anticipating that individual and organizations will seek leave to file briefs for benefit of the court. A briefing scheduled order will follow. So he's trying to find any way possible he can justify continuing to sentence somebody who doesn't even have a prosecutor to prosecute. And you can see here some of the highlighted comments here. Given the current posture of the case, the court anticipates that the individuals and organizations will seek leave in the court, file amicus curiae briefs pursuant to local civil rule. An amicus curiae defined a friend of the court does not represent the parties but participants only for the benefit of the court. According to the appropriate time, the court will enter a scheduled order governing the submission of any amicus curiae briefs. So there you go. You have now got Judge Sullivan showing that he is an absolute swamp creature. And that is the picture that Q posted. This, and it looks like this was an Anon posted this actually. Q reposted it and dropped it into here. And he links to that Technofog what I just showed you. But it says, Q all the lawfare hacks working on their briefs as we speak. And Q posted, and he actually posts an article about Obama talking about how he's worried about the rule of law in the Flynn case. He said, did you listen carefully? So we listened to this last time. And what this really basically talks about scot-free. So this makes me wonder whether he is finally, being his deep state self, but they're making him use certain words. It's like, that's pretty crazy that he talks like that in this. And so kind of fun, though, in my opinion, to see where all this is going. I'm going to make sure, because the last two times I start listening to my sound, and you guys can't hear it because I forget to get myself on my Agger device. Oh, I'm there now. So let's listen to some of this right now on Obama.
Over the last 24 hours, I think has been somewhat downplayed about the Justice Department dropping charges against Michael Flynn. And the fact that there is no precedent that anybody can find for someone who's been charged with perjury. Just getting off scot-free.
And he goes on, but he's talking so slow it drives me crazy. But the bottom line, you just heard it right there. Number one, he wasn't charged for perjury. Number two, and then we all know that they framed him. They changed the 302s, my goodness. So for anybody to be saying that Flynn needs to continue to be sentenced, we are talking a deep swamp here. And it's just not going to help. And then they talk about scot-free as well, which obviously points to the Where We Go One, We Go All movement. It talks about the company that created White Squall movie. So it's really interesting to use those two words. And so it just makes me wonder that some of the theories about arrests and deals being made and ankle bracelets and all that stuff might not be so far off in the end when we really understand what's happening. You just listened to the Blessed to Teach show. You're now empowered with the truth.